Hey, what's going on, folks? We are here with the first episode of Hanging with DRL, and in today's video, folks, we will be discussing a couple of things. Now, remember, Hanging DRL is a new series in which we're going to be discussing different topics that caught my interest and that I want to talk about, right? Just simple as that. So, in today's topics, we're going to be discussing the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, because a lot of stuff happened in that trailer. It was pretty awesome. The Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo that came out on Friday and basically took over the internet for sure. And a new mobile game that I came across that I will be doing a review for on the channel, but I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek. A mobile game that really resembles Monster Hunter. So with all that said, folks, let's get into this Hanging with DRL episode number 1. Alright, so comic book lovers, Marvel Universe fans, I mean, we saw the trailer, right? It came out earlier today, and it was pretty cool. I mean, we expected it to still have that same high school young innocent theme from the first Homecoming movie, right? I mean, Spider-Man is a bit young at heart, but just a couple of things happened in that trailer that really caught me by surprise. So for one, I saw my man Spider-Man web slinging. Now, let's be honest, folks. We haven't seen Spider-Man web sling a lot in many of these movies. So that was a pretty cool scene. And to be honest with you, he was doing a pretty good job. So he's definitely been practicing. Now, another thing that I noticed while watching this trailer, and I want to give a shout out to Screen Rant because they had a nice list of all the Easter eggs. I'm going to put the link in the description because there was like 49 Easter eggs. And I'm not going to talk about all those in this, because there was just too many of them, and some of them didn't really catch my attention. But in one of the portions of the trailer, you notice that the Avenger Tower is also being repaired. So that's something to keep in mind, right? Because it's really tough to figure out, because from what I'm hearing is that this movie takes place a few minutes after Avengers Endgame, but I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's after the invasion that took place, or after the Thanos snaps, or after everything's reversed back to the way it was. Like, I really don't know. And I'm not trying to speculate in this video. I can always do that another time when I get more information, right? Now, what I also saw in this trailer was Nick Fury. That was a good, pleasant surprise, right? Because I'm not going to spoil it, but you guys know what happened with Nick Fury. And it was very cool to see him finally meet Spider-Man. So that is always a really good thing, because with Nick Fury, you know there's going to be action, there's going to be missions, and you're going to have some craziness, right? Spider-Man was also seen rocking a new suit. So when he was diving into the air, not only he had a nice fresh suit, but you also kind of saw like a white spider silhouette pop out. I thought that was very interesting as well. Couple villains were being introduced into this movie. I actually thought it was a lot of villains. It kind of reminded me of Spider-Man 3. Well, we saw a lot of villains in that movie, but, you know, I'm going to hope that it works out well, because they actually do fit into the story. And the way they were portrayed kind of makes sense, right? Especially if you know the backstory to Mysterio, which I will explain later on, but they play a nice role. And the villains that I saw first was Sandman, Molten Man, and at a later point, you did see Hydro Man, right? And I already kind of said it, you see Mysterio. Now, the cool thing that I saw is that in this movie, Mysterio kind of was playing the role of a hero, right? You see him fighting against Hydro Man, and that's actually how Mysterio first came into the comics. He was actually pretending to be a hero. And the thing with Mysterio is that he used to be like, let's say like a stage producer, right? Like special effects and stuff. And I guess he didn't get the fame for all the movies that he made, and it kind of rubbed him the wrong way, and he became this crazy villain. So like in the comic, you know, he was a hero, he was trying to get fame, and he eventually set up Spider-Man and framed him, right, to make him look like a bad guy, so that Mysterio could become like the most popular hero in the city. But obviously Spider-Man was able to catch him in his lie, and obviously Spider-Man is one of the most popular heroes in the Marvel Comics, right? And Mysterio is a notorious villain. But I don't know if the movie's going to go in that direction. I don't think it is. I seriously just think that Mysterio's staging a battle with Sandman, Hydra Man, and Multiman to make himself seem like some really cool big deal, right? But that's what I saw in the trailer. And then I also saw another suit. It was like a stealth suit for Spider-Man. It was all black. It kind of looked like Spider-Man Noir, but I don't think it is. But I thought that was cool to see him in a different outfit. And it has to do with these missions that Nick Fury's obviously sending him on. So that's what I saw from the trailer. I'm sure there's a bunch of other things again. I saw the Screen Rant article that had tons of Easter eggs. But if there's something that you guys can think of that's worth speaking about, drop a comment down below. You know, we can start a little conversation and discussion in the chat. You know, because Spider-Man Far From Home is supposed to be coming out in the summer. So we still got a lot of time for speculations, positive and peaceful discussions, right? I don't want to go into the comment section and see people going tit for tat arguing with each other. Because really, that's not the community I want. So I'm letting you guys know right now, if you're toxic, go somewhere else. It's not wanted here, right? Now, enough with that. So that was my take on the Spider-Man trailer. So over the weekend, I did spend time, 30 minutes, right? Because that was a lot of time for the demo. But the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo was incredible, man. I don't know any other better way to put it. Oh man, a little lost for words because a lot of the great nostalgia from the first original Resident Evil 2 was carried right over to this game. I mean, even the way the police precinct was set up was almost identical to the first one. Obviously, it's going to look more modern, but it was really cool to go up to the computer, to unlock the doors, to go through the holes and being afraid of the liquor coming out. I mean, man, it felt so good. Now, a couple things that I did like as well is the fact that the controls, yes, we're playing on a modern controller, but the controls still felt a little stuck, right? They still felt like the camera lock wasn't all over the place like the new Resident Evil games. So I actually did enjoy that. I felt more control of where I was moving the camera angle. And to me, that is big because I like to be able to see everything as I go along because I'm the type that I'm going to look at every corner of the map to find something. And for those of you who played the demo, let me know in the comment section 2 things, right? I want to know. I want to know, 1, did you find the shotgun? Right, because the shotgun was so kick butt in this demo, man. It was insane. The kickback was smooth. It was great. I want to know if you found the shotgun. And 2, I want to know if you actually finished the demo. And be honest, because I didn't finish the demo. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I forgot that when you're in the reporter room, you got to go out the window. It took me a minute to realize that. I went back to the main lobby a couple times, and then eventually I realized you got to go through the window. But I got the shotgun, so that's got to count for something, right? But I really did enjoy the 30-minute teaser with the trailer. The game is going to be awesome. They paid a lot of attention to detail. They really tried to preserve the original story. So far, definitely got 2 thumbs up. Really enjoyed it. But not too much to say, right? Because it was only 30 minutes, right? I can't go crazy. I can't say, oh, well, the story is impactful. I'm not going to do that because it was only 30 minutes, and I got to keep it real. Half the time, I was trying to remember what was going on in the game, right? I went up to doors that had no reason for me to go up to. They either had the club key symbol on it, and I was trying to open it. Had to find the key card, so got to keep it real. Now, last but not least, right, because I don't want this episode to be too long since it's just me on here. So there's a new mobile game called Rangers of Oblivion. And folks, I got to be real with you. It reminds me a lot of Monster Hunter. Now, I did check out some comments for the original gameplay trailer of the game. And I know folks do believe that it resembles more, please forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Tukiden, which is, a game very similar to Monster Hunter. It's also available. I had it on the PS Vita at one point. It was also big on the PS3, on the PS4. So it's actually a really good game. And I can see why people say it resembles that more. Because of, 1, how fast the game goes. the open world, and other, elements that Toolkitten has. But nonetheless, this game is pretty sick. You have different character classes. You have the weapons that are in Monster Hunter. Even some different ones. I seen one class where they're like a sorcerer, another class where they have a bow and arrow, and you're hunting monsters. You're hunting them. You're crafting armor. You're grinding, rinse and repeat. All the fun parts and elements from Monster Hunter that everyone enjoys, that creates that addiction to continue returning and playing again and again, is present in this game. Now, reason why there's going to be no gameplay featured in this, because for one, this is a podcast, so I want to talk about it. But I do want to do a separate video on the game under a couple conditions, right? I want to try it out first and see if I like the game, right? Because I don't usually do reviews for games that I don't like, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, and I sure as hell don't want to waste mine. And two, I want to make sure it's not a pay-to-win game or one of those gacha games, because I've reached a point in my mobile gaming review career. I don't want to waste my time with those games because it's not fair to you guys. Like, I'm all for mobile game developers getting income, right? Because they need that in order to play their staff, to come out with more updates, and to develop, right? But games where you're going to fall behind and not be one of the top players because, one, you can't afford to play and buy all the packs or the loot boxes, it's just not fair to everybody. And it's definitely not worth investing your time and the hard-earned money that you guys, save up and could put towards a game, rather than just having a credit card that you can just expense everything on, So, it's just another discussion. I can actually have a video about that with a few people just to see what you guys think. Because it's becoming a big issue now in gaming, where the big debate is, pay to win, or if you're going to just pay for cosmetic items. I'm towards the cosmetic items. I am all for it, man. I really am. I enjoy games where you're paying for skins or just paying for the way your customer's going to look versus having an advantage over other people. But enough with that. I don't want to bore you guys. That is my episode here for Hanging with DRL. And that's what we discussed today. We talked about the Spider-Man trailer, the Resident Evil 2 demo, and Rangers of Oblivion, possible game I will be reviewing on the channel. And if I really, really like it, then I'll be streaming it on Twitch. All right? So appreciate the support, folks. Give me some feedback down below. Let me know if there's certain discussions you want me to have in a future Hanging with DRL episode, or maybe even a different format. Like if you guys want to see more comic book related stuff, I can try to focus more on that in an episode, or more gaming, more mobile gaming. Or if you want like just topics, we could do that too. All right. So other than that, folks, appreciate the support. Peace out.